Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am so sorry I'm a few minutes late. I've been working. I'm getting my husband all set up, and it's been crazy. But we are here. Ah, thank goodness. This it's one of those times where I wish I had something stronger than water in my glass. Hello there, Instagram. Hello there, Facebook. Hello there, you, the tube. Welcome to The Vision is Possible, live on Wednesdays. Hello, my darling Patricia and Jeannie, and everyone, even if you're not chiming in. I'm so glad to have you here. And Facebook, I'm sorry, not Facebook, but Instagram. As I always say, I can't wave back at you because the camera's over here, and I'll have to lean back to try and get that. And it just gets to be a mess. So know this, I'm waving to you with all my heart. So how's the week been, you guys, huh? Has it been good? My week's been really good. I just got back in town. K9! Iona. I just got back in town last week, and I've been running. You know how you stay in bed and you get some rest, and then you go, oh, I got to get going. So I got rest, and then I had to get up and get going. Hey, Sagano. But you know what? I am so happy every Wednesday to be with you guys. And Phil sends mad love, mad love. He's busy working, y'all. He's busy doing some things. But we're going to keep the store open and we're going to keep things going. I'm so glad to have you all here. So let me see, what can I tell you about this week? Epstein Files. What else can I tell you about this week? Epstein Files. Hey, you guys, we saw some incredible things happen that it's taken almost 30 years, but it's happened. And it's time that we started supporting and taking care of women and men and they and them who have been traumatized by sexual misconduct of another human being. And I'm so glad to see this now. Are we going to get to see everything? I don't know. But I know that there is a shift happening in our country. There's a shift, a positivity. And we've got to stay on the course, you guys. We have to stay on the course. I know sometimes we can get upset because it looks like things are not going well for us, for our country. I'm talking about America specifically. So all of my European friends, I'm being a little selfish right now. But as Phil and I say every week, and as I particularly say, love up on you so that you can love up on others. So you can give peace throughout your day to yourself and to others. And I promise you, it is going to be a ripple effect. It cannot help but be. Because see what's going on now? There are people of different political beliefs who are believing in one thing. And we need to make sure that we continue on a path that our children, our men, our women are protected. And right now I'm going to really focus on women being protected. Please, that needs to happen. I've had a great week. It's been so nice being back in LA. It's been so nice driving to tell you I got a new car. I got a Kia. It's called a K4. It's a 2025. So anybody out there who's working for Kia, who wants to use me as a spokesperson, it's my 5th Kia. Reach out to us, sister, because I've got good things to say. I love my car. You ever have that car you get and you're like, oh, I love this car. I'm going to keep it. That's my Kia. I love it. And I am also really crazy and love the guest we have here tonight, you guys. Brilliant percussionist, an author, an arranger, a producer, a musician who, when he was in high school, played at a party and made $5 and went, ooh, I was just having fun. But I made $5. I think I want to do this for the rest of my life. And you know what? That is exactly what has happened for him. So, as I like to introduce all my people, this is how we're going to introduce him, and he'll come in right after it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Munyungo Jackson. Hi, baby.
Hey, baby, where you get those pictures from?
I've got my sources. Hey, Annette, we love you. We'll see you later. Oh, feel better, baby. The name of that song is Wednesday Morning from Munyungo Jackson's album, Morning Sun. And this is my husband. I'm always talking about you, honey. You don't know I use you for examples of things. There's his ring. He's taken. Great opening. Thank you, Jeannie. Hey there, handsome. How you doing?
I'm doing good,
Yeah.
kicking it, having fun. Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
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 What you want to do? Come on.
Yeah. I want to make sure because I hit my uh, uh, tripod. I want to make sure that I've got my folks from Instagram being able to see us both really well. You just got back from
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, we are running live on Instagram, Facebook, and the tube on
Hmm.
our channel. You
See,
know,
I'm new with this stuff.
he's so new with it. You should have seen what I was going through to get him hooked up, y'all. You should have seen.
Hey, you got on some track shoes running from room to room,
from
running from house to
house to
house.
house, from studio to house. So, Munyungo, before we get into your music, where you been, what you've been doing, and all that, where are you from? How did this whole music thing come about for you?
Well, first of all, I was born in Compton. People think you from Dominican Republic, you from here, you from there, you play all this. Yeah, when I
That's
found out I was alive, you were living in Compton.
because he plays Latin jazz. That's why he mentioned that. Okay, keep going. Uh huh.
Yeah, yeah. So and I love that stuff. Of course, I didn't start playing music until high school, junior high school. Well, junior high school,
Oh.
actually younger than that because my parents, we got music in my family and my mother. I got
Mm.
two older brothers and three younger sisters, and we all had to take piano lessons. Or like my two brothers, my oldest brother Art, he took clarinet lessons,
Mhm.
and my brother Gene took trumpet lessons. And then I had to take piano lessons along with my three sisters, piano lessons. And we were just so bored because we wanted to go outside and play ball. which I dug, but I don't
You
know. I
dug
got more into.
which part did you dug? You dug the piano lessons, or you dug the going outside to play what?
Well, I was the only one that kind of stayed with piano, and
Oh, Fur Elise, baby. I learned that too.
Fur Elise. Oh, anyway, I was like, can I go out and play ball? Um, and not until in high school when we had a music class. I can't remember the music teacher's name, but he's a great guy. He's a sax player, and he had us listening to all kind of different music. While a lot of students would fall asleep in that class, you know. And I really listened to me. I really got into my ears playing music, As and also that class was about hearing music, how to hear music, and my mother and father were radio DJs back then, and they
Oh,
playing jazz. Yeah, and they were getting all kind of records. The record companies were. My father was the program director of KTYM, and he would have all kind of records. And so in high school, well, okay, junior high school is a guy named Harold Johnson. He's a grade ahead of me, and he came from church, and but he's into playing jazz, playing piano, and all the girls liked him in school, in junior high school. And so he got to high school a semester before I did, and they had a talent show. Like I keep backing up. In junior high school, we had a talent show, and we would play we would pantomime to records,
oh
and
yeah.
so yeah, we were playing like some R&B stuff and moving our mouth.
I remember.
And they could. Did you guys have to
Oh
do that
yeah,
too
oh
in high
yeah, oh yeah.
school?
We were the Supremes. Oh yeah, I was Diana,
Oh,
of course.
this okay. That, that's a whole nother story there too. We'll get to that. Uh, yeah. So in junior high school, we were pantomiming, but we were making our steps and everything was cool. High school, totally different. You had to really play.
Hmm.
And so Harold Johnson had his band, and so it was him on piano, another guy named David Crawford on flute. I forget the bass player's name, played upright bass, a drummer, and two conga players, two percussionists, well, conga players. And I went from looking at Harold Johnson to the two conga players because something about that groove. And my father back then, would get to all these records, and music was going into kind of like Latin jazz in the radio, with playing in radio, So I was listening to that. Um, so, and I met the two conga players, Billy Jackson and Louis Palomo,
Oh,
and I started
Louis.
hanging out with them. Yeah,
Ah, okay.
to play. Yeah, he came over and played, sat in and played in the band. I was like, yeah, I like what you're doing. And so I was more drawn to like Latin music because a lot of congas and percussion was in a lot of music back then, on the radio, on the jazz radio. So there was a guy that was playing at Marty's on the Hill. Now, Marty's on the Hill is a club on La Brea and Overhill. Let's see, yeah, Overhill, La Brea, and Stocker.
That's in Los
And at the
Angeles,
top,
everyone.
yeah, in Los Angeles, in LA. So the Marty's on the Hill used to be Marty's on, I think, Maine and Slauson or something like that, or Florence or Manchester. Well, anyway, they had a club over there. They started making money, so they bought this new club up on the hill, and it was the bomb. My father was the MC, and he had a guy named Mongo Santa Maria you know, uh, playing with his
Mm.
band up there. And he saw that I was listening to Latin music, anything with a conga in it or bongo or whatever. He says, we're having this guy named Mongo Santa Maria. You want to come up? I said, yeah. Had my girlfriend at the time who had a car. So she picked me up. She was a little older than me. But hey,
Go ahead, go for
I
those
was
older women,
cool.
baby.
You know what I mean? So so she took me up to the club. So we walking in, Marty's on the Hill, and the band was playing already. So we're walking in, and when you walk in the doors here, there's a big, like a, um, not a wall, but it's something to separate the room. And I can hear the music over here on the other side of this wall. So let's say you had to go to the front of the wall and then turn around, come back and get someplace to sit. I mean, and the stage is like right there, and I'm looking at these guys playing, and the drummer. So in Mongo's band, you had a drummer that sits in the back and plays drums, so he's playing congas, and then they have a Latin tune, and the guy playing drums will come up and play front and play timbales. You know what timbales are?
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's these two drums, two metal drums, and you play about that with cowbells and all that. So he was up playing that, and I'm watching it, man. And and I'm bumping into people. They're already taking us to our seats and whatnot, and they played that, and he played a timbale solo. Carmelo Garcia. Nah. And I was watching. I said, "Man, I want to do that. That's what I want to do." Um, so we got out of the club. I love Mongo. I mean, everything was so cool. And so I had a little job after school. So I would save some money and found a music store on Manchester and like 6th Avenue, 8th Avenue, something like that. And they had old set of Slingerland timbales in the window. I said, I want to buy those. I went over there and I said, how much are they? I don't know. I think they were like 60 something dollars or whatever. And had a job and I had to save some money, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, and my job was at the time I had a paper route throwing after school, evening paper, the Herald
Oh my
Examiner.
God! Way back in
Um,
the day, the paper route. Oh.
yeah, and so I wanted to buy that set of timbales. So, and that's what I did, and then brought the timbales home. I mean, I don't know, it took about uh, almost a year to save that little money, and then finally brought them home and brought them in the back room. We had a back room that my father built on in the back of the house, like a big playroom, and and my mother was also into radio, and she wrote this music and whatnot. Anyway, I wanted to start playing timbales. I brought this timbales and I would play to records, any kind of Latin music, and it was a guy named Rolando Lacitti. Rolando Lacitti. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him,
Mm-mm.
but I looked at the record, and he's a black man with a suit on, and he has two sticks, and he's playing these little timbales called timbalitos, and he's taking a picture like this. Let me see. Can you see me with the two
Yes, we
sticks?
can see. We can see.
And that was on his record cover. I said, "Wow, I want to hear what this is," and I put it on. And it sounded like Mexican music. Of course, we're not Mexican. It was a whole different thing because growing up in LA, and it's different than growing up in New York. 'Cause in New York, you have people from a lot of different places, more places than LA.
A lot
You
of
have
different Latin
Mexicans here,
countries at that
Latin
time.
countries, yeah. Colombia, they were here and they had different kind of music and whatnot. So anyway, they were playing this guy, and he's a black man with a suit on, and in this Latin music, he's singing in Spanish right now. I said, "Whoa, that's different." Okay, so I was learning about that too. Even Willie Bobo, I mean, Willie Bobo was there. He was involved in music too. Mongo was playing like Latin music, but he's playing like jazz, and he wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
play salsa, you know, with like a singer and whatnot. But he had some different stuff on. And the guy I used to play with Mongo San Maria back then. His name is Hubert Laws. Played flute. Are
Okay.
you guys familiar with
Okay.
Hubert Laws?
Minyango, don't forget where you are. Okay. So, you guys.
It'd be a long story. Be long story.
No, that's not it. That's not it. This is the part I want you all to know. I played that opening for you so you could see who Munyungo is. Munyungo Jackson has played with Stevie Wonder, Sting, Dianne Reeves, Miles Davis picked him out when he was very young to go on tour with him. He's played with Kenny Loggins. I can go on, and Shaka Khan. I can go on and on and on and on. There are when go to his website, munyungo.com, and I'll, of course, I'll have information later on for you. He is amazing. In my house, you all, okay, don't forget where you are, Munyungo, in your story. In my house, I could not have a washer and dryer because the washroom, from top to bottom, from wall to wall, from ceiling to everything, has instruments. Now that's just that room. I have a washer and dryer now, though. And in his studio, you've got over how many, 20,000, 30,000 instruments?
Well, I haven't counted them. I mean, you can let me see. Like some of the small instruments.
You can pick
Wait,
up the iPad, honey, and you can travel with it.
yeah, but don't listen. I have a creative mess here. Okay,
Brilliance is a
okay,
creative mess.
okay. Now check this out.
And I'm sorry to look, that's just one little section. And he plays everything.
Pop, pop, ding, 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 suck, ding, 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 pop. I dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, good to goose, got ding, boom, boom, ba, da, be, gada, gada, gay, ding, gang, ba,
Oh, that's
maraca.
and
Well,
he's
let me
got
start.
instruments from all over the world. All over the world.
Yeah, so all this stuff,
So
Greek,
and
play
you're
my
gonna play
instrument.
some for us too. But I wanted to interrupt his story to just to tell you that he's gonna get back to it because his
What
knowledge
story?
his knowledge and people and you guys, we talk about the vision is possible. This is about a young guy who realized what he wanted to do very early, and that is rare. But there are those people who realize, and the point is he was committed and he stuck with it, had side jobs, and played where he could for a little bit of this and that and learned from people. And now he is the Munyungo Jackson you see here today. Okay, so now that I've given just a little bit more background and for
Yes,
folks who
that's like skipping over my background. Where the heck was I? We probably
you
don't even have to go back to all of
oh
that
yeah, yes,
since
yes,
you
yes, yes,
explained that I'm not there no more.
yes. No, no, no. I just want that. So you were in high school and you had just seen you just seen Mongo Santa Maria.
Mhm. Yes, saw Mongo Santa Maria, and I loved that. So I got into the music more, and then hanging out with Louis Palomo and Billy Jackson. Billy Jackson was a conga player. We used to go to Griffith Park and hang out. I wanted to. Well, I was hanging out with a lot of conga players. I mean, I was driven to congas,
Mm.
but then when I saw those timbales that Carmelo Garcia was playing with Mongo, uh, I started practicing that. And I go to the park and play with the conga players, and they play rumba. They play, not like the thunder drummers on the other side of Griffith Park. Um, it was so I would play and we would play Wawanko, and I had to learn how to play playing time while these guys are soloing all over the place. And I would not even try to play a solo because I couldn't do it. My whole thing is to play time first. Um, so and then they'd be singing, folkloric tunes and whatnot, so the guys were starting to think that I'm Dominican.
Because of how you play.
I said, "Do I look?"
This way you play. But I want to throw in something here because of what you said. So many times I've had this conversation lately where they're like, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and they want to go here right away. But what you're saying, and correct me if I'm incorrect or embellish upon, is you just did, you learned first. You did the first step of
Hmm.
learning and you stayed there for a while. Right? Is that what I'm hearing? And
Yes, I
Is
mean,
that
I had to learn how to play time, keep time. Don't try to play no solos. Don't try, because I'd be jacking up some solos anyway. When I learned that, I said, no, I'm gonna play time. I'm gonna lock in some time, and we can play all day long as I'm accompanying and playing, cascada playing whatever, and listen. I've been listening and learning a lot. One of the people I really dug. And I kind of think we talked about this before. It's a tune they would play on the radio called T Mambo. Uh, and it was three guys and a bass player, three percussionists and a bass player. It was
mm,
Tito Puente, T,
mm.
Mongo, M-O-N, T Mambo, Wooly Bobo. And
Wow.
they would play it. So Tito Puente would play timbales, Mongo would play congas, and Willie Bobo would play bongos. And they had this tune they played on the radio a lot. I mean, back then, I mean, they was, swinging and blues and all that stuff, but they would play this tune. And I forget who's playing bass, Alma Kibbin or somebody, but it would go like be doom boom doom ding 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 da da ba da boom ba boom ding boom boom ba da ba da bing da da bing 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 doom doom ba ding doom doom doom. And then Willie Bobo play a solo ba da ding 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 go go da da go go ding 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 da ding 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 ding. I mean, I would be like, that is school, simple school right there. With a lot of people who are learning to play percussion. Nowadays, this stuff is like guys would play like 6, 7 congas. I mean, it'd be like it'd be busy with a lot of stuff to do because people be having chops. But back then, it was real simple to hear this stuff, and you
Mm.
would learn. There's a lot to learn. I love the stuff that they play now. Giovanni, you know, my man with his hands is kind of like messed up now. But there's so many bad but percussionists that can play. So, and that's playing Latin jazz, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and a lot more music are coming out of these different countries. You
Mm.
know, uh, Venezuela, boy, Venezuela, that's a whole nother story. Uh,
How so? How so? What do you
the-
mean?
well, there's a guy that's he's like on his way to Venezuela with one of the world's biggest aircraft carriers
Oh, oh,
to
that.
do something over there that is like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah, let's
Um,
not. That's. I'm with you. Doggone it. In the Caribbean,
yeah,
it just makes no. We know
right,
why, but we're not even gonna go there right
right.
now. Thank you
But
very
I
much
got
for
a
that.
good friend of mine, a great friend of mine named Euros Zambranos from
We
Venezuela.
love
Ooh, he's
Euro and his wife
bad cat. Oh
Gabriela
yeah,
and their family.
yes, yeah. They almost got 9 kids now. No, just kidding. No, Euro. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff coming out there. So now we're just talking about sauce. We're just talking about Latin jazz. Now there's other places too, because don't get me to start talking about slavery because that's how a lot of us got brought over here anyway through slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the Portuguese would bring slaves over from West Africa to Brazil, and they spread out big over Brazil, and they kept the music. The music was a little changed a little differently, but it was still based on a lot of music from West Africa. I don't know if that's West Africa, but it's pretty further south, Central Africa that the music would come over. But it would go into Brazil, a lot of Brazilian stuff, and some people that came from Nigeria, the Yoruba that went over. That's a whole nother story. I mean, they got a Yoruba in Cuba and Yoruba, it was from Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
and they speak English over there in Nigeria. And when they brought the slaves over to Cuba and whatnot, to learn Spanish. So there's a lot of things that were mixed in and whatnot. I'm just learning as I'm watching all that stuff. But the music and the rhythms and the folkloricness and all that stayed alive in Latin America. And so, even Brazil, it's a whole different thing. And they would have the carnivals and the whole different it's a it's a whole nother thing. I went to Brazil one time just like a week before the carnival, and a friend of mine took me to some different samba schools, and they're learning all these rhythms and whatnot. And I'm checking it out, and we went to this big auditorium. I mean, a big like a big gym, and they had a stage on one side, and it had I don't know about 10, 15 people up there who were singers singing, and they had one cavaquinho. Yeah, anybody ever heard of a cavaquinho?
Mm-mm.
Cavaquinho is like the size of a ukulele. It's a small guitar, has I think four strings on it, and they had it mic'd or something with a big speakers. So they would play the changes to the songs that the people sing, and then on the other side of the room, it's a big like stage, but it's kind of high up. You have to walk up, and they had I don't know about 50, 60 percussionists over there on the other side of the room while they're playing to what they're singing. And I said, wow, I want to go up there. So they took me up there and I'm checking it out. And I mean, to be in they have big surdos, a big drum they play with a boom, 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 a boom, 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 a boom, 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 a boom, 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 boom. That thing. They had these tambourines that they play. Anyway, don't get. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
get
over
it,
there.
get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
So I talk about my room and see some of this stuff
Yes, go
because
get
I
it,
mean,
get it, get it.
she wants
Yes.
me to go get it. Okay, okay, let me see. All right. Let me see if I can take you around there. Let's see. I don't mean mess up my room. It's like, I got all this stuff up
It's
here.
okay. You've already
So,
said this is the
okay, so check it out.
brilliance. Okay.
So, so this is,
Take the
oh,
cat. I'm sorry, baby. Oh, there you go. Okay. Uh-huh.
it's a tambourine. So the
I want you to play
and
it
they
for
have
us.
yeah, but shoot, man, wait a minute, I can't. This is gonna be okay. I'm gonna have to put this down.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Put the iPad
This is good.
down and just step
Okay,
back from it a
I'll put
little
that down.
bit.
Let
Because
me
you're using
step
your
back
mouth
from it.
good, but show them you can use your hands. There you
Okay,
go.
this is a tambourine.
You guys, I'm
Hold
telling
on.
you, this
Don't
room,
go nowhere. I don't
there
have the.
there are so many instruments in this room. He everywhere, every time we go to buy furniture, he starts beating on the furniture and the people are like, "What are you doing?" And then they get it. He's listening to hear what piece of furniture sounds the best. And after a
I
while,
got.
they start beating on furniture and they say, "Sir, come over here. Try this one before we buy that particular table or before." It is
I
the
gotta be more. I gotta
it
be
is the
more prepared for
funniest
this.
things. I know,
Anyway,
right?
anyway,
Okay, let me
I
tell
gotta
you.
be more prepared for this. This is.
That's all right, baby. Sagano,
Oh,
you are
wait.
so true. With his mouth, I wanted him to do that. I know Jeannie, right? The way he tells his stories is so great, but I also want him to use his hands so you can just hear what he does. Yeah, he captured my heart. What can I
All right,
say?
all right, all right, all right, all right. All right. So let me see. So this is called a tambourine. This is
Move it over just a little bit more in the camera, baby. To your right. To your right.
See my face right here?
Yeah, move it more over to your right, though, sweetheart. Move the instrument more to your right. Yeah.
So you can see how they play it. Then they got another way of playing it. You know, they go. Where am I at?
Bring it more to your right. Go back further to your right. There you go.
Anyway, but they would use bigger sticks for that. And this is a go-go. A go-go. A go-go. Then they would use, and this is from Brazil. They it's like a tambourine, but it's called a pandeiro.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So that's some of the stuff from Brazil. Now I gotta. It's crazy. But let's see. Where is it? Where
Hey,
is it?
hey, baby, can you
Where is
see?
it?
Okay, there you go.
I didn't come that prepared. It's crazy.
I
But I
told
gotta
you.
find this
I
thing for
told you what.
this.
I told you I was going to do this.
Yeah, but yeah, she did it. Now this thing's all around, all over the place. Okay, so I got a rag around here. Where my rag at? I have to wet it. Okay, don't go nowhere.
We're gonna talk amongst ourselves while you're doing this. The
Okay,
interesting thing about Munyungo
yeah,
when he
talk a little bit. I
okay, we're
be I
talking.
be
Okay,
I be white black.
okay, is that when he plays, he explained to me that he's communicating. He's looking at all the musicians. When I fell in love with him when I went to a festival with a girlfriend, and he was playing in a band, and I'd never seen a musician look at every other musician with such intensity. He was listening and communicating with them, not just playing so he could be heard, or not just playing um, to be part of the music, yes, but he was communicating, and it shaped my ears on how to listen. Go ahead on, baby. Now, what is this instrument, Mr. Jackson?
This is called a Greeka, but I don't have the right rag for me.
Where's that from? What
Okay.
country is that
Anyways,
from?
Brazil. This is a Brazilian
Brazil as
instrument.
well. Wow, it's
So when I
beautiful.
yeah, so when I went up on that stage where they had all these percussionists, there was like, oh my God, and they had, I don't know, about 15 Greekas, and they do, and they had people playing these big drum, different sizes. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a pseudo, and then one go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. So one would be on the up one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another one in the middle. Dun, dun, boom, go, go, dun, doom, doom, ding, go, boom, doom, doom, ding, doom, ding, boom, go, go, ding, doom, ding, doom, 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 starting, zaka, digga, zaka, digga, digga, and they had these, they're playing these tambourines. And they be dancing. I mean, it's like what? So I said, so the guy, I was saying, he says, "You want to try to play this?" And he had a long stick, and it's like three thin sticks put together like a big. It's fiberglass stick cut and they would play it like they played these licks while the rhythm was going on. And so he said, "Hey, okay, I'll try." He said, "Hey, you try it." He was so cool. But I'm like, and I'd be playing. He said, "Blah blah blah da 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 da." Da, 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 da. I would be like, huh? How did that go? And he said, no, 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 you show it like this, like that. Finally, I was messing up so much, he snatched that bad boy. He said, give me that. I said, you got it. I'd rather listen to you guys anyway, in Brazil. It was killing. It was
But
killing. I
now
mean,
you
just
can
it's
play. But now you can play with them, can't you?
oh, I'm learning more. I'm learning more and more. There's so many Brazilians here in LA. It's crazy. We now, that's we kind of jumped to Brazil. We didn't even finish the Latin thing, because there's other instruments that they use for that
Mm-hmm.
music too, like regular congas and timbales. Timbales, they had a cowbell playing timbales, like this. See, um, okay, okay, okay. Now, now check it out. Now these timbales, these are some old timbales. Right now, I have an endorsement with Latin Percussion, LP, and I love LP. But these instruments I got way before I got with LP. And excuse me, they're kind of dirty and whatnot, but they still sound good. These are Rogers timbales. And like I said, there's the guy when I saw Carmelo Garcia playing these things, I said, and he had a set of Rogers timbales. So I don't know. I gotta practice some more. Timbales, timbales. So you need to be playing and congas. Now check it out. I'm messing up in my room. Girl,
You
how
know
you
what you
give me
do?
this computer? Give me.
What you do, sweetheart, is look at the window and make sure that it's seeing what you want us to see. Like your
Yeah, let me see.
handsome face.
Hey, come on now. Is that me?
It's been
Okay,
20 years, you guys. 20 years.
so let me see. I don't know if you can see this.
No, oh, now we can. If you can see it on the screen, baby, we can see it.
I can see it, but I gotta hold this thing up some kind of way to where it's gonna be too crazy. I'm not an octopus. I can play. Okay, now, and this is
Oh yeah.
bongos. See, if I was Richie Garcia, I can do this with one hand.
You know what, baby? Why don't you just let us watch you and you play the instrument? Yeah.
Bo bo be bo bo ba ba ba. Bo bo be oh oh oh. There you go.
He's so damn entertaining. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. So we were dating, and then I don't. We were out together, and he did something, and I just laughed, and I went, "I love him," and I went, oh,
Uh-oh.
"He makes me laugh. I love him. He makes me laugh. Very important. Find someone who makes you
Ain't
laugh.
that something?
Don't find someone who makes you cry. Well, you can't help it. I've found those before, but don't stay with them.
Okay,
Ooh,
now check this out. This is called a Weedo. Where is it? Where is it? Mm, 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 mm. See now,
Oh,
this
that's
is a gourd.
beautiful.
Yeah, they grow on the ground. It's like and it's long, and you put these grooves in it, and you slide.
Mm.
Da, da, But now LP, since I got with them, and they got their own stick. Mm, 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 LP, I love LP. So, but that came from, and this is made out of a different material, but it's still,
Mhm.
and it lasts longer than this. But I keep them all. I
That's
keep
right.
them.
He doesn't throw
I'll agree up.
anything away. Oh my gosh. So Minyango, come back. I
Yeah,
want to. Oh, are you getting another instrument? Because I want to talk to you about something else too.
yeah.
Because
What you want to talk about?
okay. So was there ever a time when you? Okay, let me ask you this. COVID happened. Right before COVID
Uh-huh.
happened, you and I talked, and you had all these dates for the year coming, and you were so excited. And usually he's like, I don't have any dates on my calendar. That calendar always fills up, you guys. So I just don't pay any attention to him because I know it's going to fill up. But this
You
particular,
didn't?
but this particular time, he was like, I got so many dates, and then COVID hit. Excuse me, which meant that live music, which is what you love to play because you always say it makes people happy. How did you
Mhm.
sustain yourself spiritually and creatively?
You know what? I never thought about it like that. To sustain myself creatively and spiritually, um, because I'm always doing things. I'd be home. I'd be writing some more music. I was recording a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And if I'll never sit around and not do anything, I'll create some stuff, and I still walk up the hills and do exercises and do whatever, and I think one of my CDs came out during that time.
Mm.
So I never think about it. I just said, well, let's do something. Let's write some music. I did some things at the world stage. Uh, oh, I did something with Euro Zambrano, and I played an instrument called the berimbau, and we videoed it.
Go get it.
Okay, let's see. Berimbau. Uh,
So, the reason why I asked him that, you guys, is because he never complained. I never saw him sad. I never saw him without something he created for himself to do to keep himself busy. There's a lesson in there. Let me before you play, baby. There is a, a lesson. There is information in there. You know, you get disappointed, and then you sit down for a while, and then you don't know what to do. Yes, yes, music heals K9, but there were several musicians who were blowing up his phone going, "Man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to survive. I don't know blah 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 blah." But Munyungo, like he said, it's just not in his nature to think about what is not happening. He's going to create something. And sometimes we've got to go through in ourselves of the depression in that moment before we can find another way through. But and then there are people who are wired differently, who aren't thinking about what they can't. Something didn't work out. Okay, so what can I do to keep it moving so I can um, survive the way I need to? And Munyango is like that.
yeah, let me see. Um, there's 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 ways to do these things like a lot of folkloric ways to do some stuff. And I met oh what is his name? But he's the king of the berimbau. Oh man, one of my favorite guys. And the berimbau is a stick. See that?
Put it more center, baby, in front of your tummy, in front of your stomach. Yeah.
It
No, in
goes
that area. Yeah, there we go. Now we can see. It's a beautiful
and it
instrument.
goes like this. But you have to see the whole thing. It's a long stick. And that's okay. Where's this? Where that camera at?
Go to your right, sweetie pie. There
Okay,
you
whatever.
go.
Okay, so look,
And he's got a bell around his ankle.
the mic making a lot of noise on it. You guys hear these bells?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, check this out. Something like that. It's like an octave up. Bending bow.
Wonderful.
Big old audience there.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I like that instrument, man. Okay, let me turn this off.
And
Uh,
you're not just into Latin jazz, but you play funk, you play jazz, you're part of the Miles Electric Band. Am I correct, honey?
yes.
And
As a
that
matter of fact,
uh-huh.
yeah, we're getting ready to go out and do some dates next year. With the Miles Electric Band. Vince Wilburn, he's the leader of that band. And right now,
Wait. You need to
uh,
tell us more. Tell us more about it. Come a little bit more to your right. See, so I can see more. Yeah, there. See more in the center. You're leaning to the left. Go to the right, Mr. Man. There you go.
this is a whole different thing. You know,
I
this
know.
is like these. You got to get used to sitting in front of these things, and it's like what? Okay,
You
so
look
yeah,
hand.
we're getting ready to
You're
do some.
perfect, baby. But you wait. Tell us who
Yeah,
Vince is. Tell us who Vince is, and the
Vince
other
Wilburn.
musicians.
Vince Wilburn is a great drummer, and he's a great family man. He's the nephew of a guy that you may have heard of called Miles Davis.
Mhm.
Um, he's um he's been putting together called the Miles Electric Band, and he used to play with his uncle, and he's traveled and done some things. So it's called the Miles Electric Band, Miles Electric Band that he's the head of, and
Eh,
also Marcus Miller, he's doing a Miles Davis tribute also because he's a great bass player. He played
whew,
with Miles for years,
Marcus is amazing.
so yeah, he has a different band um, that they've been going out and doing some things too, you know. So and they kind of represent because Miles has all kind of music that different people play. But we're doing electric music. We've done it, and I've done it like over 10 years with Vince after I left Miles. And then, but Marcus is doing some things. And Marcus has one of my favorite percussionists, Mino Sinalu. I love Mino. He's got another way of playing. He's from Martinique, and he has a just the way he's playing, the way he spells his rhythms, the way he does is not like the Cubans and the Puerto Ricans that play salsa. He has another thing, but his groove is like that. Mino, if you listen to this, you're a bad cat.
Spells his rhythms. Wow, that's quite a phrase.
Spells.
Spells his. Now the Miles Electric Band. I want everyone to know, isn't it filled with cats who played with Miles?
Cats who've some people have played with Miles, some people are not old enough,
Okay.
but the music is there. Yeah, a couple of guys that play with Miles, Daryl, I can't think, bass player, bad cat, uh, and he left Miles to go play with the Rolling Stones. Daryl Jones, ridiculous, bad cat, keyboard player. Ooh, I should have wrote all these names down, but it's
Don't
gonna be a
try to
fun
remember
band.
them all, baby. That's I know that's right. I want to tell you, there's somebody. Look at the bottom, baby. Look at what I just put down there. People said, Denise Jackson
This-
Surrett youngest. Your brother and sister are watching too.
Hey, girls, my sisters. Come on now, what you got to eat over there?
Because we have not eaten. you
No,
know,
we
um,
ain't.
Munyungo, I'm
Mm-hmm. Because you can do that.
you are so pure with your music. You have such love with your music, such knowledge, not only of Latin America, but of that continent, Africa, you remind me, that has many different countries in it. And you have instruments from probably, if not every country, just about every country. And it
There's,
is, uh-huh, it is so
there's a
inspiring.
lot of countries. Sorry, there's a lot of countries, baby. So many countries, and I can't play all those instruments. It's ridiculous. But go ahead.
But you got a lot of them. And to hear your passion is so inspiring because even if we're not musicians, even if we're not in the entertainment business, it's about passion in life. Yes, don't you think that's important?
Oh yeah, but the passion in life, I mean, it's something. It's like something that when you want to do something, and I mean, I know I never think about the word passion, even though I'm putting passion into doing what I love to do. Passion, but I don't. I'm like, okay, put that to the side. Let's get busy. Let's play. Let's have fun, and get people to enjoy this stuff. That's what I'm talking about. If somebody on the outside says, "Oh, you got a lot of passion," okay, but I just want to play to do what I do.
Mm.
You know, and I keep thinking about these different stories. It's like it's like crazy. And learning about instruments and learning about the different countries where this stuff is from. Uh, way back then, um, there was things were kind of slow back then. This is way before we met. But I know a guy named Fred Wesley. Fred Wesley, trombone player, used to play with James Brown. And he would call me to do some recording dates or whatnot, he says. And there was something happening where I needed to go get some money and put it in the bank and do some things. And I said, okay, well then I'll just wait. I needed to get $500 for this program I had to do, and that I definitely was
Life
going to do
stream.
it. Yeah, and I didn't want to get into all that, but anyway, yeah, that.
What a shame.
And so I wanted to. I needed to get some money, and they said, well, the money's going to come around, and it didn't come around. So I said, well, I'm gonna go to the bank. I'm gonna go to the musicians union and get $500 out of this out to go get this thing. Oh, I know what it was. This was when Jesse Jackson was running for president, and I had some people that came over to do a tune for Jesse for when he was running. And I this is when I had my studio. This is the old house. I had a studio in the back, and they came over and recorded piano and some percussion and drums, and then the singer sang over it, and it was taken from like 10 o'clock in the morning to about 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the evening, and we finished it. And they were so into it, and I was playing in salsa bands then too, but and I had to play a gig that night on Tuesday. And so they were talking after we finished. I had to get my stuff together to go do this gig. And they were talking about this program that they wanted to go see, and they were having a workshop for this program. And so, oh yeah, what is that? Oh yeah, oh man, you're gonna love it. You ought to come, come down to this workshop. I said, well, I got to do this gig. Well, what time is the gig? Well, it's this time. Is oh, well, you can come at 7, 6, 7 o'clock, whatever, and come just check it out a little bit, and then you can go do your gig. Okay. Okay, well, meet me down this is some convention center at this room that they had down there. I said, okay, now why am I doing this? This is something new that I'm doing, but okay. And I was kind of sharp because we playing the salsa gig, and we was like sharp anyway. So I go, and it's and she meets me there, and she takes me in, and there's these people sitting at a table, and they got these different color shirts or no, these different tags on. I said, okay, here, you're new, you fill out this tag and you can go in there. I said, okay. So I'm like, now is this Amway or something? I don't know what it is. And so I went inside, and it's a guy speaking, and but I go in the room, and but it's some guys staying in the back, and I don't know, it's about 60, 70 people in there watching the guy speaking, and and sitting in the back, what's up, man, and blah blah blah. So I sat down. The lady that came with, she sat next to me, Phyllis, and so I look around the room and say, okay, now what is this? Because I'm not gonna just fall for any kind of stuff like this. So I said, okay, well, let me listen to this guy, and what he said was something I said about a week ago that I remembered. And what was the whole thing? It says something about, anyway, it's something that woke me up and turned me on to this thing. I said, oh, I got to find out what this is. So we had a little talk with the person that we didn't come in with, a new person. We told, yeah. And what did you say? What did you do? And what do you remember? I said, Dad, I want to know what this is. Nobody tell me about what this class is. So I want to know, but I got to go a gig to go to. So how much is this? $500. Okay, I'll write a check for $50, and I'll leave it, as a deposit, and then find out when they having it because I want to do this class because it was so cool. So I went to the gig to do this thing, and when I got to the gig, I don't know why, but my feet were like this high off the ground. So can you see my hands? This high off the ground, and not low. I was dancing. I was like, and I didn't know why. All of a sudden, I'm doing this. So anyway, I had to come up with this money. They said, well, it's going to be next week. And you got to come up with the $450 to do this thing next week. So I'm like, okay, all right. And so I'll be cool. And they say, yeah, relax, and you're going to have the money, and you do the did and blah, 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 blah. So the class starts on Wednesday, and this was Tuesday the week before. So Wednesday, so I'm waiting for this money to show up. and I still got a little gig to here, no more gig, and then it wasn't happening. So then finally it came Wednesday. I said, okay, I'm gonna um I'm gonna go to the bank and get this money out to do this class. I want to do the class. I thought the money was gonna come from somewhere else, didn't. So okay, so I said, let me get myself together to go. I get ready to go. My phone rings, and it's my friend Fred Wesley. He said, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I said, "Man, I'm just going to the uni. I gotta take care of some business and whatnot." He said, "So, and why would you got?" He says, I got a recording session for you to do. I want you to bring all your African instruments and put them in the car, everything, and put them in the car and come to this gig." I said, "Oh yeah, yeah." Boom, boom, boom. I said, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna have a studio in Hollywood." Go to the studio, bring it on. He said it was good African music for African lady and blah blah blah. So when I got in, brought my stuff in, she said, "Well, let me take you to introduce you to this lady." So introduces me to her name is Madame Bongo. That's a whole nother story. Madame Bongo. She was the daughter of the head of a tribe in Gabon, who's married to the son of the head of another tribe, and they joined the tribes together in Gabon. And so she's doing a record because she sings and whatnot. And he wants me to bring all these African instruments to. Okay, cool. So I'm bringing the African instruments and whatnot. So listen to this music and listen to these grooves. I said, "Oh, okay, I like that groove." I said, "So what if I pull out a talking drum?" Now, a talking drum,
It was a workshop, a self improvement workshop called Life Spring.
okay, so this is talking drum. So I pulled out this, stop. So I pulled out this instrument called a talking drum. And the thing about it, it's a talking drum is because it speaks, like this is a Nigerian talking drum. And the way they speak, we speak in tones. We have and that's why they call it talking drum. This one's a little tight, but it's nice. Talking drum. You squeeze it and like that. And so I say, "Yes, a talking drum." She says, "No." I'm sorry. "We don't play talking drums in our country." I said, "Oh wow. No, you have to bring the instruments from our country." I said, "I didn't know," because Fred was like, "Bring all your African instruments." He didn't know that either. So she's from Gabon, and they only use certain kind of instruments there. They still use the hand drum, congas and whatnot, but they got some other instruments for like the bell and the different things that they use. I said, so I had to learn from that too, But we put a lot of rhythms down. This was before they copy and paste. You have to play from the beginning to the end. Them songs are long, you know. So that's what I learned. That stuff that you cannot play. You have to study instruments from different countries because they got
Mm-hmm.
you know instruments that just from that come like the talking drum, and the talking drums kind of spread out from Nigeria all the way up to Mali, and the different languages that they speak. The
Well,
French. They got some in Ghana that speak English, and they have their own talking drums. It's made a little differently, but still, talking drum is a talking drum.
but what? Okay,
And then,
I'm sorry. Before you go, get away from the story, because remember, so this is where we are. You've got this workshop, this self improvement workshop you want to do. It's
yeah,
$500. You've only
yes.
given them a $50 deposit.
Oh yeah. Okay, back to that. So in the meantime, I'm in the recording session, okay? And they called me at the last minute for this recording session. And before we even got started recording, you know, I wasn't making a lot of money at the time with Fred and doing a lot of sessions. So I said, okay. So he took me into the room. I met Madame Bongo and says, "Okay, so can you do these tunes?" I said, "Yeah, I'm here, it's cool." And he says, how much? I said, how much is it paying? He said, $50 a tune. I said, how many tunes are we doing? He said, seven. I said, he said, what's wrong? Because he first told me 450. He says, how about 500? He says, okay, no problem. And that's the $500 I needed to go to do this session,
Workshop.
the workshop. I played my butt off on seven tunes, packed the stuff in my car, and went straight to Life Spring. Did not go nowhere else. Did not stop and buy this and buy that. I took that money that I asked for to do it, and so I did spent the whole
So,
week in doing that, and that was a whole different thing too. So anyway, there's so much to
so,
learn,
so let me ask
and
you this.
after that,
So wait. Let me
yeah.
ask you that, Munyungo, because we're gonna wrap up because this is a really good thing you just mentioned. You had an intention. You wanted to
Mm-hmm.
take that life spring. It was introduced to you. And it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be life spring, you guys. It could be anything. You have an intention um to to create something. You have intention to do something. You have an intention in your life of what you want. And it was $500. You put forth the deposit of $50,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing where it was going to come from, but your intention was that's what you were going to do. And you got a
Mm-hmm.
phone call out of nowhere. I put quotes
Yeah.
around that. They got you
Yeah.
the money you needed to
Yes.
continue learning
Yes.
while your feet were floating up off the ground.
Yes. Yeah, right, exactly. And that was a whole nother thing then, because I did that course, and the course was so cool. It was like, what? Oh, I got to do the next course, which was even more money. I'm like, where my money at?
I
I
did
did the
that
next
course too.
course.
Munyungo.
Yeah, and then, so yeah, so it was great. But just one last thing.
Okay,
So
okay,
after
okay.
getting up the money for that for Madame Bongo, I wound up, a couple of months later on that year, going to her country. She took me to her country, Gabon, and Fred Wesley took the band together. Now Fred Wesley, the way he got into him was he went to West Africa with James Brown, and he met them, and they stayed in touch and whatnot. So I don't know if he still goes back and forth over there now, but it was a blessing to go over there to visit that country and see the stuff that's going on there. It was a whole nother thing. So I like thank God for all of this stuff. Ever since then, things would be just fly. They're just flying. Now
Because
things I wound up doing.
you stayed in joy. You stayed in love with what you want to do. And even if no one is paying you, every day he says, you guys, I gotta play. He got off a plane from Poland the other day. He was gone for 2 weeks over in Poland playing every single day. But he got home, he said, I got to play, I gotta practice. He's practicing every day. He practices, he does his craft. He is a student to this day, as brilliant as he is in his humble little self.
Ain't that something?
Munyungo, I have loved having you here. Before we go, baby, I want to introduce people to your book,
Ah,
Phonetic
that's
Ebonic
a whole nother story.
Dictionary.
We'll talk
So,
about this later, but
yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna have you back. This is his the first volume. He's working on the second volume. This is the funniest book, you guys. Oh my God! I didn't tell you that I was going to do this, honey, because you could have opened a book and read some stuff to us, but it's hilarious the things that are in this book. So next time we're gonna talk about that. You're gonna come back because you didn't see it, but Jeannie has written here. You need to have him back so that we can hear more great stories. Because let me tell you, he has got some stories. He has got some stories. When young, and this is tell us what this is, baby. Tell us what this is. This is his own
This is called a
chicory.
this is called a shakerade. I got it through LP Latin Percussion, and I love this instrument. I'll just play a little bit, and then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the stuff and say bye.
Okay. Yeah. Now wait, let's tell him what this instrument. This is his. He designed this shaker ray. You see, there's
Yeah.
Munyungo Jackson right
Yeah.
there. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead,
That,
baby.
that's a very old instrument.
The Shaker
I
A.
got another one over there. It's a very old instrument, and it's made out of a gourd, which is this big heavy thing, and it goes. It has a sound, and it has a net. Do I have something inside of here? No, has a net around it, and it's big, and it goes like this.
Stand up and play
Check
some more for us.
it, A.
You can stand up and play some more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can see me now. I don't know. Let me see. Can y'all see anything?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I messed up. I tried to hit my knee, but I ain't got no room for my knees up in here. So forget about it.
Munyungo Jackson, you have blessed us, joining us today with wonderful stories, playing beautiful music, your wonderful heart, your handsome
And my
face.
wonderful wife. And my wonderful wife.
I love you dearly. Thank you
Love you
so
back,
much
girl.
for joining us. Let me ask you, I ask everyone this, and
Uh
please, no
huh.
pressure, but is there anything you would want to say to our audience to inspire them to make their visions possible?
Oh, I don't know. Just do what you love to do. Learn about what it is that you want to work on, do, uh, and then share it. Let people see something because a lot of people want to do something also, but they think about, well, it's the word "but" that comes in the way. Why would I do this? But then, and a lot of times, but is something that we create a lot and put it there because we think that's going to be in the way, that's going to be this and that, and whatever you say is true because and not necessarily doesn't have to be that. When you say but and that is this, you creating something that is in the way itself. Stop using that word "but" so much unless it's a nice looking butt. But um, yeah, so I'm just like go for it. Whatever it is you want to do, go for it. Learn as you go, cause ain't nobody. We're perfectly imperfect. Everybody that runs Stevie works on some things, and he puts his hands in it. He's trying to do something, and he'll mess up too. But then he'll come back and it's killing. And that's just Miles used to play. He played some wrong notes. He said, "What?" Come out with something else, and boom, perfectly important. The later for that perfect, you know.
Mm.
So learn from it. Do what you got to do, and show people, share it with people, and help people learn some of the stuff that they want to learn, and then put a band together.
Thank you, Munyungo. That's beautiful. Love you so much. We're gonna have you back. And I know you got so many stories you're not even gonna be repeating yourself.
Yeah, we jumped to a couple of stories, but if y'all want to hear some stories, let Iona know.
They let me know. We're definitely gonna have you back. You have a good night, honey. I'll see you in a few because we need to go get some food. Okay.
Oh yeah, let's go get some food. I'm hungry. Let's do that.
Okay.
This is. I was
So
going to talk about something else, but that's okay. I got Zurian. I got Zurian's a lady. I just came back from
ah,
Poland to play, and she's a great lady. It was just a trio. We went over there. I mean, listen, if nobody's been to Poland,
the
try
food,
going to Poland. There's a lot of stories about Poland, and Poland is right next to um,
Russia.
Russia and Zuria. What's the name of the country below?
Is it jerk?
Where there was the country, part of Russia, they're attacking each other, they're
Oh,
fighting. It's
Ukraine.
Ukraine is like right below Poland. And I looked at it on the map. I said, we're over here above all that stuff. But man, Poland is so clean and they give you so much food when you order. And the food is that's the best food in Europe. Polish food. Y'all need to go check that out.
I'm
Y'all
getting
need
a
to go try it.
Polish recipe book, you guys, so I can make some of that food at
Mm-hmm.
home. All right,
Mm-hmm.
baby. Thank you so much. And we will see you soon. Hang out for me in my waiting room, and I'll be back with you while I say, you just make me so emotional. While I say goodnight to all my peoples. Thank you, Munyungo. You're terrific. Oh, you guys. He is so friggin' talented. And he's such a good human being. I am honored and blessed to be married to him, but to even just to know him. He talks like, woo, one story leads to another. And you see, he picks up those instruments and how much he loves them and enjoys them. He loves life. He loves life. My final words would be look at that example. Look at the joy in his eyes, the joy in his voice, the joy in what he shares from his heart purely. Sorry, I got my hair got in my eyes. That's what, put some more of that in what you do. Put some more joy. Love for doing what you do because you love it. Because you love it. And if you love it, others are going to love it too. Does that mean everybody's going to love it? No. But somebody's going to. And I guarantee you, more people will love it than you think because you love it. And if it ain't working, be able to take constructive criticism, even from some. I've gotten some criticism with people that was downright unkind. But you know what? Some of it I threw away, and some of it I took and went, let me look and see how I can be better at what I want to do. How can I be better and more authentic and really know more about yourself and share it with the world, like Munyungo said? That's the most important part. Share you, your magnificence, your heart, your smile, your bright, wonderful eyes with the world. And if you're hurting, baby, find someone who can help you through it. Don't sit in your stuff alone because we need you out here. There's some stuff going on, and we need every single one of you. You guys have a great week. I'll see you next week. And before I go, let me see over here. Let me find some music over here. Let me just put on a little something. I don't play this song much. In the interest of Munyungo and his jazz, let me play this. And And this is where you can find me. I gotta figure out how to get rid of that mute stuff up there. And Munyungo Jackson. Munyungo Jackson, at Munyungo Jackson on Instagram, at Munyungo Jackson on Facebook. Munyungo.com. Check him out. And this week, you guys, he is playing at the Segerstrom Center with Loud Tides, a really great band. And here is where you can find the show. So tell your friends. Bring somebody with you next week. Visit with us or visit with me, because the show's going to keep going on no matter what. Love you all. Have a wonderful week. And as I always finish my show with,